what we're gonna do now is a review for Blast Brigade versus Evil Legion of Dr. Cread. What's Blast Brigade? It's a Metal Slug-like Metroidvania, and a very good one. I haven't played a similar Metroidvania because most of this Metroidvania is with the actual shooting, bombs, shooting, and similar things. Okay, a realistic Metroidvania in terms of main characters, not in terms of who you fight with and against. Let's start from the story. It's a comedy, a very good comedy, silly comedy, but it ain't rude comedy. Okay, everyone can play it, kids, adults. It's a healthy comedy, this game. That's in terms of writing. Okay, it made me laugh a lot of times, sincerely made me laugh a lot of times. There were really good jokes, and there were cringe jokes, of course. They can't get all jokes right, but there were good ones. Bosses were funny, NPCs were funny, everything was freaking funny. Okay, now what's the main story? The main story follows American Idiot, super Rambo type, okay, Jefferson, and he finds a device along the way that can make him switch his body with Shura, Galahad, and Vortex. Okay, main mission: you're on an island. You need to stop Dr. Cread and save the island, hence save the world. Classic story. Okay, how it's portrayed is actually funny. The main character, Jefferson, hilarious. Okay, classic American Idiot. A good guy in the game. Shura, Soviet, Russian. She's portrayed as a bad guy. Galahad, United Kingdom, Scottish, presented as a complete idiot. And I don't know what the deal with Vortex, like a native on the island. Okay, she's a bit cringe, to be honest. They could have made a better character for Vortex, but these three are, let's say, they're fine, more than fine. The only problem I got is with Vortex. As I said, you can expect some Shakespeare writing, okay, out of this. It's a silly comedy, but it's done well. It made me laugh, and that's good enough. It's really good enough, because the game is funny as fuck. 8 out of 10. Bugs and optimization. Holy shit. Perfect game, no bugs, no glitches, works on 170 frames per second. Not a single crash, extra fast loading screens, are just perfect game. Considering it came out this year, it's even above 10 out of 10 as far as performance goes. Game time. Now, it took me... I've been playing this game for 3 months because I played a lot of different games along the way also, but on the hardest difficulty, it took me 15 hours to finish the game. And that's 15 hours for 82% of the world map. Okay, you want to 100% this game. I guess on the hardest difficulty would be 20 hours. On easier difficulties, it goes down. Okay, 18 hours, 15 hours, 10, 12 hours, doesn't matter to finish it all. Main map is huge also, but You pass fast, okay. Next is 0 replay value. And the last thing I need to check is the price. Because I always count the price when I rate game time. Always. $20 when it's on sale, it can go below $15. That's completely fine for this Metroidvania. Nine out of 10. Game difficulty. I don't know how many difficulties are in the game, 3 or 4. I played on the hardest difficulty, killed most of the bosses on the first attempt. I also died, mostly from platforming. Enemies can also kill you, they can be disgusting, okay? AI is not bad at all. There's a huge difference, for example, between all bosses in a game and the final boss in the game, because final boss is like 5 times harder than all other bosses in the game combined. Okay. And the difficulty also lies in platforming, when you need to switch between characters to skip some areas. I don't know, on easier difficulties it's probably accessible. On the harder difficulties, or on the hardest difficulty, there is small amount of challenge. Nothing special. Right. But I guess everyone can play the game, so it's gonna be 8 out of 10. Maps and graphics. Main world map is in every Metroidvania, full with secrets. Full colors, what you discovered completely. Transparent colors, what you need to discover, the rest of the items and so on. Legend is crystal clear. UI is crystal clear. The entire UI, basically. Items, item descriptions. Everything is just straight perfect. Now, what I like a lot is graphics. For a 2D platforming Metroidvania, it's definitely like Metal Slug. Metal Slug for 2022. Movement is like in Metal Slug. Graphics like in Metal Slug, okay? The only difference, because this game was made for everyone, from children to adults, there is no blood and gore, okay? And it's not as bloody as Metal Slug. So that's the only thing that's actually lacking. But as far as backgrounds go, environments, okay, it's different environments in the game, and there's like, we can even count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where's the world map? I can't access the world map. I need a bike to access world map. It doesn't matter. There's like 10 to 12 different environments. They all look freaking great. The game is crystal clear. And what's most important, you can clearly see projectiles of enemies, your projectiles, where enemies are low. They don't melt with background. You can see them, and that's absolutely great, because in most Metroidvanias, developers have a problem that enemies, projectiles, everything that flies around the map melts with a background. It's not the case with this game. This game just does it perfectly well. So 9 out of 10. It deserves high score. It really does. Gameplay. Classic Metroidvania. Metal Slug-like Metroidvania. Backtracking, discovering secrets, discovering power-ups, discovering new abilities. like everything is there, okay? You get double jump along the way. You get to hang on the walls, okay? Classic. There's like zero innovation. But the strongest part is that you can switch these characters, okay? And everyone has its own abilities, which opens up puzzles, okay? There are puzzles in the game, but there's quite a lot of puzzles in the game. Some of them, you might even say, extremely hard, okay? Like 2 puzzles were mind-boggling. Overall, I'm thinking about it, okay? For a Metroidvania, you cannot ask more. You just can't ask more. It's what it is, okay? And it does it well. It really does it well. There's not a single Metroidvania this game reminds me of, which is a good thing. They're just not. Some might say Axiom Verge. It's not. It reminds me of Metal Slug, not on Axiom Verge. Okay. It's like if you mixed Axiom Verge with Metal Slug, then that would be Blast Brigade. But it doesn't have anything to do with Ori, with that type of gameplay of Ori or Hollow Knight and similar Metroidvanias. Has nothing to do with them. I had a feeling also like something is lacking. And it might be my point of view, so what's lacking? It's I played way too many. Okay. I'm 35 years old. I played every freaking Metroid and Castlevania game, or better to say Metroidvania game in the last 30 freaking years, including old platformers since, I don't know what, since Contra, Rick Dangerous, all of those 80s, 90s, and above. And I just seen and played way too many. And then I'm not surprised by anything I say in this game. If you give this game to, I don't know, to a 10-year-old that haven't played as many games as I did, he will have a blast. Okay. After all, it's a Blast Brigade. He definitely would have a freaking blast. Because it's a great game. With great gameplay. Not so much for me, because I seen it all. Classic like challenge. In my case, it like challenge. 8 out of 10. Leveling and itemization. This is like the weakest part in the game. There is no experience. Okay. There is no sense of progression. You reach a certain point in the game and you acquire ability. You just acquire ability, a new ability. And these things, right? What do you see here? Grappling hook, double jump, dash, and so on. And you get those unique items, okay, that you can use in a main hub to upgrade classic, okay, health, energy, mana, things that you shoot your most powerful weapon with, okay, and some quest items, okay, that's gonna give various boosts. And then you receive these modules. Okay, you need to assemble a battery, ram a battery in your watch, and then you ram up a module. Modules are classic, deal more damage, be invulnerable for longer when you get hit. I don't know what else. Magnet, collect coin from further away, deal more damage when you're further from enemies, deal more damage when you're close by enemies, okay, and so on and so forth. And the last thing, since enemies drop coin when you kill them, you can buy weapons in the main hub. Primary weapons and secondary weapons. Secondary deal more damage. Primary weapon have unlimited ammo, while secondary have limited ammo. What is else there? Special attacks, alright, for every character. And special abilities for every character, and that's about it. That's all from leveling and all from itemization, although. There is no sense of progression. Okay, I played the entire game and I didn't need a single upgrade. I could play like it doesn't matter. No matter what you do, if you know how to dodge bullets and hit a fucking enemy, you don't need these upgrades. Okay, you just don't. And you will get the most important upgrades on a main storyline. So it's completely optional to go and to discover and to backtrack for hidden modules and so on. It's not needed. It's just not needed. It doesn't impact the gameplay at all. It's just there. So you have some extra things to do. I never felt, risk and reward while I was playing. Everything was funny from start to end, but no risk, no reward, no actual sense of progression. This is the worst part of the game, to be honest. It's mediocre, and I'll give it mediocre rating. NPCs and enemies. Plenty of NPCs in the game, especially around the main hub. Bosses are also NPCs. They talk with you, they taunt you, you taunt them. All right. Everything in that healthy humor, including the main villain, Dr. Cread. All NPCs are there strictly for the comedy and nothing else. As far as enemies go, good enemy variety. Annoying enemies, some of them extremely annoying. There are those brawls and so on when you get ambushed by enemies. Probably the best parts in the game. Now that, for example, reminds me of Guacamelee. Those parts. I said when you combine Axiom Verge and Metal Slug, and I would add Guacamelee too. When you combine those three games, Metal Slug, Axiom Verge, and Guacamelee, you get Blast Brigade. As far as bosses goes, there's plenty of bosses. Every area has one or two bosses. Very funny bosses. Very unique bosses. It's done well. It's really, really done well. It's nothing innovative though. So, 8 out of 10. Music and sound. I love the music. Voice acting is there. In like 60% of time, voice acting is there, which is also good. It adds to the immersion. Sound effects are also hilarious. They're also funny, sound effects. Main theme is great. It just... I loved it. 9 out of 10. Final verdict. points. 8.2 out of 10 for Blast Brigade. Right now, considering the game came out this year, 2022, the price is $20. If you don't have anything to play, and I guess you don't because nothing came out in this year, the game is worth it. If you don't want to pay, wait for sale. It's probably gonna be around 10 to 15 bucks during 2023. It's worth playing. It's a family game. It has healthy humor. Okay, healthy comedy. Metal slug like Metroidvania that got somehow on the radar for a lot of people because of bad marketing, I guess. There are like 1,000 worse games that had better marketing and sold better than Blast Brigade. Now, same can be said about Blast Brigade, about Aeterna Noctes, about that Soldiers. Okay, those under the radar Metroidvanias that are actually great, but with bad marketing. Blast Brigade belongs there. Far better than its amount of reviews, I guess. I need to see that. Like, this is a tragedy, okay? 109 positive reviews. It's a tragedy. An absolute tragedy. Okay? The game deserves way much more. That just, I can't believe it. Alright. There is immersion, there is comedy, there is voice acting. There's action, there's bosses, there's backtracking, there's everything that you expect out of Metroidvania. And it's got 109. A fucking tragedy. That's it for Blast Brigade. I'm done with it. We'll go to something else. Again, I'm saying it's a tragedy. The game ain't bad at all, okay? It's above mediocre, it's a good game. It ain't anything special, it's a good game. It can make you laugh. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's exactly as long as it should be. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But whatever. What can you do? It's done. I did it with 28 achievements out of 52. Only 12% finished the game. Legendary. Okay, Blast Brigade is done. I got Soldiers to finish.